I'm glad to see AmazFit expanding their range of smart products, and they chose the most trendy way for that, through wireless earphones. Today I'll tell you about their PowerBuds, the same TWS, but with strong hints towards the sport. Welcome to Tech Fellas, mine is Bogdan, and let's take into it. To begin with, the headphones look extremely unusual, especially by the standards of a modern market where most companies are trying to make them completely buried in your ears. In contrast, in PowerBuds, each earpiece has got not only a speaker and the battery, but also a bunch of additional hardware, so it was difficult to make them compact. The manufacturer of course tried to compensate this with special hooks that are attached pretty elegantly by means of magnets. They do keep the fit stiffer, but you still need to put on the headphones carefully. And goddammit, at first I was always afraid that this ear hook would unplug and fly away in an unknown direction. Gladly, during all the time of the use, this never happened, but still it was chilling a bit. In fact, even without these hooks, thanks to the good shape, the earphones fit very securely in ear canals. We avoided experiments with metal heads shaking, as they will surely fall out in this case. But anyway, we could walk or run with them easily. It's funny, cool and not usual that the ear hooks have a special place directly in the case, so if you suddenly feel bad about them or exactly need to take them off, it won't be necessary to throw them in the pocket, together with your phone, spare cash, lipstick and pliers. Each earpiece has a pair of microphones. LS and C is absent here. Instead, we get E and C that will clean the voice from disturbing sounds during conversations, and a through mode. It will increase the noise of a Russian truck for you to stay aware and alive while walking across the street. This thing is undoubtedly cool, but unless you increase the volume more than the half. In this case, the music is usually loud enough to turn down most of the noises. But don't worry, if a helicopter takes off near you, you will surely hear it. The conversation in the office, the clanking of weights in the gym and not very loud sounds will break through occasionally. Passive noise isolation in PowerBuds is typically average, and its quality depends on your choice of ear tips. Surprisingly, the stock kit was enough for our spare happiness, although usually I want to throw away the tips out a box of any TWS. Speaking about microphones, the main one is pretty good here. While having phone conversation, I had no claims to the voice quality in earbuds, as well as my call partner on the other side of the line. Also, AmazFit included a proximity sensor here. Say hello to more interesting gestures. Thanks to it, pulling the earbuds out of your ear will pause the music. The feature works well, we've got no claims to it. Unless, after a couple of minutes of earbud being outside the ear, the gesture that turns the music on when you plug the earpiece back doesn't trigger. You need to push the play button again. But I guess this is how it should work. Also, they track your pulse. Everything is possible in this mad world. Honestly, I feel skeptical about this decision, but I'm sure that some people will buy them exactly for that feature. What the earbuds show is different from indications of AmazFit T-Rex by a couple of beats per minute. For me, the measurement of a typical fitness tracker are enough, so the numbers from these earphones also seem to be quite true. As for the sweat protection, they are certified by IP55 standard. Each earpiece is equipped with a 55 mAh battery. This capacity is enough for almost 7.5 hours without through mode and 5.5 when it is turned on. The case can charge the pair twice. By the way, 15-minute supply gives the energy for 3 hours of work. Each plug connects to the phone via Bluetooth 5.0 and also can work separately. Close the case and while the left earpiece is charging, you use the right one, or contrary-wise. For some reason, many people really need this. Regarding the connection, there are no tricky codecs on board, only SBC and AAC. This allows it to be more stable and easier to fight interference and obstacles. Walking around the apartment while the phone is on the charger by the bed causes no trouble at all. Also, there is no stuttering while running. Speaking of gestures, you can control the headphones with taps. I don't know who's responsible for ergonomics at AmazFit, but this fella is a freaking genius. There are only 2 gestures for each earbud. Only 2, not 5, not 7, but 2. The first one is a double tap, and the second is a triple tap that completely eliminates accidental reactions when you insert the earphones or adjust their fit. So simple and so clever! Together with gestures customization, the app has a built-in equalizer and additional functions for training. What makes running more fun is a motion beat mode that adds more bass to the sound flow. I said bass? You feel it, right? It is time for some audiophile madness. Well, frankly, in sports, all that audio nerd subtleties can be neglected, because under the sweaty skin and the jumping heartbeat you will not hear the best of it. But the group of audiophiles in our office thinks differently. PowerBuds do not play highly delightfully simply because the high frequencies are compressed by the beloved Bluetooth, and the bass is too soft. Sometimes the drums in these headphones do not pound very much. If to be less pedantic, overall the sound is pretty fine. Here we have a classic V-shaped frequency response with very prominent lows and slightly pushed back mids. High frequencies are not boring. AmazFit gave exactly as much as gentle ears can bear, but not a drop less. My big thanks for that. Due to more or less adequate highs, the sound feels at least somehow alive, and doesn't resemble the rumbling inside of a fed-up elephant's belly. There are no particular bite in peaks, high mids are not highlighted, the mid-range overall sounds without frills, but in a clear and relatively detailed way. Let's just say I expected it to be much simpler from the headphones that do not pretend to give a decent sounding and designed for a less demanding buyer. Summarizing the stuff. At first, I was very skeptical about these earbuds. There is no aptX, they look as highly suspicious trying to go all in with sports. But in fact, apart from the controversial magnets of ear hooks, PowerBuds please in almost everything. Their fit is metaphorically as strong as a nail in a coffin. There's my favorite gesture that we call what? User-friendly controls and the transparency mode. Battery life is just excellent without using the latter one. With it, it's simply good. Also reminding you about the rocking microphone and the quite pleasant sound. Among TWS that play better than PowerBuds, I can name only TFZ X3, but they are more expensive and are kinda an exception. The thing is, in the world of TWS, these guys are well set and are strong competitors on the market. In the description box below you can find the links to the internet stores where you can buy them. And if you like this video, then why not to support our channel by subscribing to it, hitting the like button, ringing the bell to stay tuned for more cool content. My thanks for watching, and cheers!